Hello and welcome to BNC Sports. I'm James Hill. Imagine playing HBCU football and dreaming of being drafted by one of 32 NFL franchises. During the 21 draft, no HBCU football players were selected. Joining us live from Tallahassee, Florida is Willie Simmons, the head football coach of the FAMU Rattlers. I hope you and your family are safe, Coach. What are your thoughts on guys trying to enter the league by way of free agency? One of your gentlemen, Calvin Ashley, is taking his talents to the defending champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Well, obviously, draft day is a day that every football player or aspiring football player looks forward to. When we start playing the game at the age of 8, 9, sometimes 10 years old, we always dream of getting our name called on draft day. But what I think a lot of guys understand is that, the door opens in many ways, for 300 or so guys to hear their names called and they get drafted. But the moment the draft is over, the phones ring like crazy and teams are trying to sign priority free agents. And thankfully for guys like Calvin Ashley and other HBCU players, they still get an opportunity to go show what they can do on NFL ball clubs. And hopefully they'll do enough to remain on the team, because it's not necessarily how you start, but it's how you finish.
Coach, some gentlemen actually like the opportunity to pick and choose, so to speak, with their agent and selectively choose what camp they want to try to fulfill their NFL and pro football aspirations in. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, the first few rounds, first, second, third, fourth rounds are typically guaranteed spots. The guys that get selected in those first few rounds, they still have to work, obviously. They still have to prove themselves. But the amount of money that's poured into those guys on the front end, they'll get every opportunity to make the team. The last few rounds, 5th, 6th, and 7th round picks, oftentimes, those guys are kind of on the chopping block, and they're some of the first ones to get released. And so, like you said, sometimes it's better to be able to select which team you choose, looking at depth charts, looking at coaching staffs, looking at offensive and defensive schemes. Sometimes that's a little bit better than, say, being drafted in the 7th round. You may go into a situation where that position is loaded, and you may be more prone to get cut. So for guys like Calvin, all is not lost. It's still a great opportunity to be able to sign on as an undrafted free agent.
When you look at the Jacksonville Jags, because you actually have Clemson ties as well, you see the quarterback there, and that's got to be a beautiful thing.
Oh, it's very exciting. Trevor Lawrence is Clemson's first #1 overall pick. We've had a rich history of sending guys to the NFL at every position. And Trevor is the first one to hear his name called, the very first one in the draft. And so very excited, being that Jacksonville is our hometown team, so to speak. And, of course, I've been following Trevor's career ever since he was in high school. He's a winner. He hadn't lost many regular season games. Don't know if he's lost a regular season game since high school. And so just looking forward to seeing what he and Urban Meyer can do there with Jacksonville, because obviously here in Florida we have a lot of pride in our North Florida football team.
All right, thank you, Coach Willie Simmons. The SWAC opens up with Florida A&M versus Jackson State in the Orange Blossom Classic. The Rattlers face Coach Prime and his Tigers Sunday, September 5th in Miami Gardens. All right.